Alright guys, so it's kind of an impromptu video today, but yesterday my brother got a brand new KTM 500 EXC, I think, something like that. So just kind of to get him riding on the bike, we went out for a little trail ride. Things got a little out of hand, it got dark, and I'm not a good rider at all, so nighttime downhill is my weakness. I'm pretty good uphill. Downhill I'm not good at all. So downhill, nighttime, I was sleep deprived, but making excuses, but some things happened to the bike. So first thing, brake lever is not supposed to be like that. And then my muffler cover got pretty jacked up. And these are $40. This is the second one I've bought for this bike, so I think I'm probably just gonna remove it and then put it on when I'm riding on the trail just to protect my muffler. So there's a bolt in the back of the blinker that fell out, so my blinker keeps falling off, but I think I might just remove the blinkers completely, give it kind of a better look. The bike's really dirty. The bars got bent again. I already bent this side, but yesterday I bent this side. Steel bars, so if they keep bending they're probably gonna break. So I got some new bars, new grips. I'm going to probably take off the blinkers, the mirrors, and see how I like it, and I guess we'll start from there. But first things I gotta do is get it cleaned up, and then we'll start taking some stuff apart and trying to fix some of the bent stuff. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is try to take this brake lever off and get that straightened out. It looks like it's just like a clip back here. You can see that, pull that out, and then I think I have to do a cotter pin on the back of this pin to disconnect it from the master cylinder, the booster, whatever you want to call that, and take the spring off, and then the lever should come off, and then I'll try to straighten it out over in my bench vise. So this is the lever. This is supposed to be straight, so it did get pretty tweaked. So I'm just gonna try to straighten this out now. So that seemed to do the trick for that. It wasn't as much bent out as it was this bottom piece got twisted up. So I straightened this part out a little bit, and then after that I grabbed it right here and kind of twisted this part down. And then when I got it back on the bike, it was a little close to here, and it was already a little close. You can see on my oil filter cover there's a scratch right there. But so I bent it out a little bit further than it was from the factory, but now it's not going to touch, and I sat on it and felt it, and you can see level to level, a little bit below foot peg level. That's kind of where you want it, so that's good. Didn't have to buy a new lever, so saved a little bit of money there. I also took the rear blinkers off, which I think looks a little bit cleaner. So no rear blinkers. Gotta take the front blinkers off, but the wiring is behind my headlight back down here. So I'll just do that once I'm doing the bars and stuff. So the brake lever also got a little bent after the handguard moved out of the way. So I'm going to try to bend this one back too. Alright, I think that's going to do. Straightened out, it's not curved at the end anymore, so I'll put this one back on. Alright, so I got the bars off, stripped down. So I'm going to try to take these blinkers off at this point. And I think if I take off this bolt right here, there's one on the other side, and then that Allen bolt right there, I think this front piece should be able to pull away so that I can unscrew and unplug the turn signals from there. Alright, so that little Allen key was too hard to take out, so I'm going to take this out instead. Here are the old bars, the ones I just took off, and here are the new bars. They are Pro Taper Sport, and these are my new grips. They're Renthal Kevlar grips. So these new bars, they have a lot less sweep back, which is, I guess, the angle at that bend right there, looking down on the bars. So if you look at them like this, you can see that this one comes up higher. These bars are end to end longer than the old bars. And since I ride in trails and I'm used to lane splitting with my current width, I'm going to cut these down probably ½ an inch on each side, so an inch overall. And then another thing I have to do with these bars is there's these little holes on each side right there. That interlocks with a pin that's right at that end right there. And that just keeps this from turning. So instead of, I see a lot of people, they'll just like Dremel that pin off and then use just the clamping force of this, but I don't think the clamping force is very good. So I think I'm skilled enough to line them up correctly and get the correct measurement and get those set up right there. So I'm going to do a bunch of measuring right now, save you the boring details, and measure these out, cut these out, drill those holes, and I'll be back when it's time to put the bars back on. So now, as you can tell, I cut the ends shorter, and I drilled 1 hole, 2 holes, and 3 holes. That's all the pins for all the switch like clusters I have, and then that other one is for throttle, that's kill switch and starter, and that's for high beams, horn, and turn signals. So all I need to do now is put it back on the bike. Alright, so I got everything on except the grips. I ran into a little issue. I probably shouldn't have cut these because I didn't think about it, but the sweep comes up sooner, I guess. So mounting the clutch lever and the brake lever, they're kind of at an angle. So when I pull the lever in, it's offset of the bar. Same thing with the brake. Brake's not as bad, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like heat it up right here with a torch and try to just bend this part down so that it'll be level, just because it feels a little bit weird. But I'm gonna go test it out real quick and see how it is. So it's the next day. I kind of cut the video off because I was having trouble getting everything to fit up the way I wanted it to, but I figured it out. So here's what we got going. So I moved this over to the left 1 millimeter, or no, 1 centimeter, because there's a space between the grip and this thing. That also gave me more room to mount the mirror slash clutch lever, because it was more towards this side and it was at an angle, and I ended up having to bend the levers to get them to, let's see if I can show you this. They were like this, so when I pulled the lever in, it would go like that, and it felt weird, so I bent them so that when you pull them in, they're in line with the bars. Now I also did the same thing on this side with the clutch lever. Just made it so that it's in line, but you can see bent. I didn't want to do that, but I kind of had no choice. So that's that. I put one mirror on for now. I think I'm going to get one of those dual sport mirrors that has like the ball mount right here so that you can fold it in so you don't smack it when you're riding on the trail and do this again. So I think I'm going to get one of those. And then I put the blinkers back on the back of the bike because I didn't like the way it looked without it. I left the front ones off because I think without it on the front looks pretty good. I might get some either like the fork clamp ones that it's just like a ring that goes around the clamp and it's a turn signal, or we'll see what I'm gonna do with hand guards, because the ones I have now aren't gonna work with this setup, so I'll figure something out for that. But yeah, this is how it is as of right now with the new bar setup. Decided to keep the panel on there, so I might get a full American flag style graphics kit. If that's the case, this panel won't matter because there will be a big decal covering it. So yeah, that's what it is right now. Left this on. Turn signals done. Bars are done for now till I get that mirror. I actually really like the way that I angled the bars this time. Before they were just like straight up. Now I kind of, see if I can get a good shot of this, angled them forward from center, and that makes it really comfortable with the angle of the levers to operate the bike while standing up, which will be very good for off-road. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Stay tuned, I'll do more videos with the dirt bike, and there's going to be more videos with a new project car I have coming soon. So stay tuned for that. If you want to subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll be notified when my next video is uploaded. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.